buddy. A little hard walking in there, isn't it? Hey, say hi. Where's your legs at? Get you some carbohydrates, come on. That'll help warm you up. You done playing in the snow? Good morning, sweetie goat. It'll help you warm up, won't it? Maybe this will be over in another day or so. Let's go check on the blueberries, Joey. Hey y'all, welcome to the blueberry farm. And now it looks like we may be in the Antarctica or something, but this is actually Texas. Here's the field we have right here. I'm going to show you which kind of buds may make it through this freeze, which ones may not. So if you have any blueberry bushes, any plants, it may give you an indication of which ones are going to be good for you and which ones aren't. Let's see right here on this particular plant. If you see these little buds right here, how they're not completely opened and they're still really tight. You can barely see a little bit of green on them. Those should be good. I mean, it was 1 degree here yesterday morning. I believe they're gonna make it through there, but we'll see. There's some different varieties that were a little farther along up here on the hill. If I can get up there, I need some snowshoes. Walk up through this stuff. This is a different variety from one of those that we just looked at. As you can see, they're basically in the same stage as the others were. Really tight. Little bit of green opening up. They were wanting to break loose and start blooming before this cold snap hit. And some of them were blooming just a little bit. We're getting to those. But if you have any that were already blooming, you can bet that ain't gonna happen. Those are gone. Here's some different ones. These are, if you can tell, they're a little bigger than those others. That means they were further along developed. Still really tight. Really tight. So they're doing really good. This particular variety's Climax, and they did have some blooms on them. Just a few. And like I said, they're not gonna make it. I wish I had a sled so I could just slide all the way back to the house. Okay, you see these are a lot different. They're opened up a lot more. How the flowers have opened up. You can bet all those are going to be gone. If you've had any that opened up like that on your farm, and if you can see right here, this one actually had a little berry right there. This one had a bloom. All those will freeze off. Now these down here on below, those are going to make it. They're not opened up enough, but as you can see, this plant has a lot of them that were opened a lot farther. All those are going to burn off and fall off. These have already started changing color right here. I don't know if you see that or not. Those little blooms and the little berries are frozen solid. They'll all fall off. And each one of these buds, just in case you don't know, as you can tell, they really put on a lot of flowers. So each one of these little bitty buds right here makes 8 to 12 blueberries. So even though we're losing a lot, they're still going to make quite a bit too, because they weren't that far gone. You know, they weren't that far open. There's a lot of them that are still holding tight. And what it'll do, actually, it'll do a little bit of pruning to the plant. Instead of over yielding and making maybe some small berries, a lot of these will have a lot bigger fruit on them, because the berries that are on there are going to go ahead and the blooms that are open, the buds that are open, are going to go ahead and just fall off once this cold weather's gone, and that's going to allow the fruit to get a lot bigger. Now these here, as you can see, they're starting to open, but you can tell they're still a little green. I'm going to have to really monitor one like that. Those might make it. I don't know. Like I said, it was 1 degree, maybe even 0. We'll have to see. This particular plant here has a lot of those, but it also has some that has the flowers where they've already opened, and those will just be gone too. Let's see this way here. There's one more variety I need to check on over here. Another rabbit eye over here. These last few rows. These are the biggest berries that I have, and they're Vernon is what they're called, and they're a rabbit eye. As you can see, most of the buds are really tight. So hopefully they're still going to do really well. There's one that's open though right there. The dog's enjoying all the cold and the snow. I think I heard a buck snort over there. Some folks throughout the state have overhead irrigation and some, oh heck, they're like windmills that blow air and circulate the air, but this was too cold. It didn't work. So they're estimating that they could have lost up to 3/4 of their crop already. These are farms that are further south in the southern part of Texas. So it's not going to be a good season for them. They were a whole lot farther ahead than we are. They all have high bush varieties, and they can't withstand this much cold temperatures, and they get so far developed so much quicker than the rabbit eyes do. So that's just part of it though. That's part of farming here in Texas for sure. Well, I hope y'all got a little bit of information out of that. Hey, if you got any value out of this video, please hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. We'd appreciate your support. We're going to try to bring as much as we can on the blueberry farm and show you how we do things. And hopefully that'll help you and your farm and your bushes and your plants. And we'll see y'all next time. Thanks for joining me.